In his early years, Murong Chui was deeply loved by his father, Murong Huang, who often said to others, "This son is broad-minded and curious. He will either destroy the country or achieve great success in founding one." Therefore, he named him Murong Ba meaning leader, a person who dominates a region with power or strength. Later, Yan King Murong Jun changed Murong Ba's name to Murong Chui. Murong Huang had intended to make him the crown prince, but because Murong Chui was not born to Murong Huang's primary wife, the ministers advised against it. Nevertheless, Murong Huang's affection for him surpassed that for his other sons, which caused great jealousy in Murong Jun, Murong Huang's second legitimate son, who later became the Yan King. In 349, the Zhao Emperor who suddenly passed away, throwing the Zhao state into chaos. Murong Chui, perceiving the opportunity, immediately wrote to Yan King Murong Jun, suggesting an advance into the Central Plains. However, Murong Jun believed that the Zhao state had just suffered a great loss, and attacking them now would be like looting a burning house. Taking advantage of their crisis would be unrighteous. Thus, he did not agree. Murong Chui hurried to the capital, Longqing, modern-day Chaoyang, Liaoning, and personally explained to Murong Jun, "Opportunities are rare and easy to lose. If the Shi clan declines and then revives, or if a hero seizes the moment and establishes a power base, not only would we miss this great opportunity, but it could also pose future threats." Later, with the support of senior ministers like Feng Yi and others, Murong Jun finally agreed to launch a campaign against Zhao. In March, the Yan army captured Jiqing. Murong Jun planned to execute all the prisoners. At that time, Murong Chui, who was serving as the vanguard commander, felt this was too excessive and said to Murong Jun, "We have just begun to pacify the Central Plains. We should focus on appeasement rather than indiscriminate killing." Murong Jun found this reasoning sound and released all the prisoners. After that, the Yan army refrained from infringing on anything belonging to the civilians. As a result, the Yan dynasty won the hearts of the people in the Central Plains. Wherever they went, the Zhao state's garrison surrendered without resistance, and the Yan army's expansion progressed exceptionally smoothly despite Murong Jun's intense jealousy and constant vigilance towards Murong Chui, and the latter's deep dissatisfaction with Murong Jun and his wife due to his beloved wife's death. Murong Chui managed to endure the animosity between them. Murong Chui was a man of great wisdom and ambition, capable of bearing humiliation for a greater cause. Although Murong Jun was of average ability, he had been educated in Han Confucian moral culture from a young age. He understood the principles of humanity, which emphasized the importance of first cultivating personal virtue, then managing one's family, and subsequently implementing benevolent governance to achieve peace and prosperity in the country. In 358, the Yan dynasty's campaign into the Central Plains was progressing smoothly, but this was during the expansion phase of the Murong family's ambitions. The remnants of the Zhao state's forces had not yet been completely eradicated, and the Eastern Jin dynasty in the south and the Qin dynasty in the west were unwilling to let the Yan dynasty monopolize Zhao's territory and grow too powerful. The Murong family's dominance in the Central Plains was not yet secure. The Murong brothers needed to unite closely, set aside their differences, and present a united front against external threats for the Yan dynasty to establish itself in the Central Plains. This common goal and shared interests helped ease the tensions among the Murong brothers. In January 360, Murong Jun passed away, and the 11-year-old crown prince Murong Wei ascended the throne, with his mother, Lady Kezuhun, becoming the Empress Dowager. In the feudal autocratic society of China, the political situation of a weak ruler and powerful ministers often led to instability within a dynasty. It was evident that when the individual holding all the state's power was unable to effectively exercise that power, the various political factions around him would inevitably seize the opportunity to manipulate the royal authority, triggering political crises and causing the regime to collapse. Fortunately, before Murong Jun's death, he appointed his fourth brother, Murong Chui, as the regent minister, taking on the heavy responsibility of assisting the young emperor. Murong Chui stabilized the court internally, ensuring a steady governance. Externally, he continued territorial expansion, intimidated neighboring states, stabilized the post-war populace, and restored normal labor and daily life. This allowed the Yan dynasty to achieve a smooth transition of power during this period. Murong Chui assisted Murong Chui in transforming a small Xianbei tribe from the Liaodong Peninsula into the most powerful state in the Central Plains, the First Yan Dynasty. The 7 years when Murong Chui served as the regent minister were perhaps the happiest time in Murong Chui's life. At the beginning of Murong Chui's tenure as regent minister, another regent, Murong Zhen, interfered in state affairs. Murong Zhen, a distinguished elder statesman from the previous reign, was discontented with Murong Chui, behaving arrogantly and attempting to incite trouble to seize control of the court. Initially, Murong Zhen sought to sow discord between Murong Chui and the young emperor Murong Wei and his mother, and even encouraged Murong Chui to usurp the throne. Upon hearing this, Murong Chui recognized the gravity of the situation and advised Murong Chui to execute Murong Zhen to eliminate future threats. However, Murong Chui, being compassionate, prioritized the recent death of the emperor and the stability of the state, deciding to endure the situation for the time being. As Murong Chui had predicted, Murong Zhen was a troublemaker. He failed in his attempts to provoke Murong Chui and then tried to sow discord between the young emperor Murong Wei, his mother, and Murong Chui. Murong Zhen spread rumors that Murong Chui intended to rebel and urged the Empress Dowager to transfer command of the palace guards to him so that he could kill Murong Chui. After this scheme failed, he persuaded the Empress Dowager and Murong Wei to relocate the capital back to the old capital, Longqing, abandoning the effort to advance into the Central Plains. When Murong Zhen learned that all his plots had been exposed, he further conspired to assassinate Murong Chui and another regent, Murong Ping. Murong Zhen's continuous challenges to Murong Chui's tolerance eventually pushed him to the limit. Acting on Murong Chui's earlier advice, Murong Chui decided to execute Murong Zhen and his faction. In February 365, Murong Chui joined forces with Murong Chui to attack Luoyang. By March, Luoyang had fallen, and Murong Chui immediately led his troops to continue advancing westward. The Qin state's military and civilians were greatly alarmed, and Qin King Fu Jian stationed troops in Shan City to defend against the Yan army. Murong Chui was not eager to open new battlefronts. Instead, he focused on helping the people in the newly conquered lands adapt to the new regime, follow the new system, and quickly restore stability and normalcy in their work and daily lives. After establishing local administrative offices, Murong Chui led his troops back to the capital. Yecheng Murong Chui appointed Murong Chui as the military commander overseeing the various administrative regions in the Central Plains. Murong Chui was greatly impressed by Murong Chui's demonstrated military skills and came to rely on him even more. In 366, Murong Chui fell gravely ill. At this time, the Yan dynasty had just established itself in the Central Plains and was not yet strong enough. The Eastern Jin dynasty of the Han people and the Qin dynasty led by the clan of Fu Jian posed significant threats to the Yan dynasty. The young Yan emperor Murong Wei was not a strong ruler, and the Xianbei nobility, who had moved from the underdeveloped Liaodong Peninsula to the prosperous Central Plains, were mostly ambitious, power-hungry, and financially greedy, lacking in capability. This situation caused Murong Chui deep concern for the future of the Yan dynasty. Murong Chui, with his literary and martial talents, was once praised by his father, Murong Huang, who said to others, "This son is broad-minded and curious. He will either destroy a country or succeed in establishing one." As he grew up, Murong Chui became a renowned general with deep strategic foresight, a rare military and political genius. Murong Chui hoped that in the future, Murong Chui would replace him as the regent minister, ensuring that Emperor Murong Wei could rest easy and that the Yan dynasty would remain safe and secure. Thus, Murong Chui summoned Murong Wei's elder brother, King of Yi and Murong Zong, and said to him, "Currently, the strong Qin state is arrogant and domineering, and the Eastern Jin has not yet submitted. Both of these enemy powers harbor intentions to invade and plunder the Yan state, but they are merely looking for an opportunity. The safety of the Yan state depends on having capable individuals to protect it, and the prosperity of the nation relies on having talented assistants." King of Wu Murong Chui is naturally gifted and outstanding, with strategies that surpass those of his time. The role of the Sima, the highest military official, is to command the army, and this position must be held by the right person. It should definitely be given to Murong Chui. When Emperor Murong Chui personally visited Murong Chui's residence to inquire about future state affairs, Murong Chui once again recommended Murong Chui, saying, 1,600 years ago, during the Yin and Shang dynasties, even the slave Fu Yu, who built walls, was recommended to be a prime minister. How much more should Murong Chui, who is of the royal family, be considered? Murong Chui possesses both literary and martial talents, his abilities only second to the ancient wise ministers, Guanzhong and Xiaohe. If your majesty entrusts the governance to him, the state will achieve stability. Otherwise, I fear that the Qin state and the Eastern Jin might harbor inappropriate hopes or schemes against the Yan state, which could endanger the nation. In the final moments of his life, Murong Chui continued to worry about the survival of the Yan dynasty. However, his loyalty to the Xianbei Murong family was unable to awaken the ignorant, greedy, and callous corrupt Xianbei nobles. In 367, Murong Chui passed away. The Yan dynasty's great pillar was gone, and the first Yan dynasty was approaching its end. Without Murong Chui as his protector, Murong Chui, despite being a hero, found himself unable to make a difference.